Hey guys, it's Heartless C here, and today I'm going to be looking at a game I had a little while ago where I faced a hacker. And not your subtle hacker, just the blatant, I just hack because I want to hacker. Now I want to clarify a couple things first. One, this gameplay you're seeing now is not the hacker game. There was nobody to my knowledge hacking in this match that you're currently seeing, but maybe there was. Two, the match was a very late match, and I did not play well at all. Even if there wasn't a hacker, I would have still lost. It was just terrible. I was whiffing a ton of swings, not hitting anything. And third thing is, I would have just uploaded this normally, but the recording software I had did not keep my audio and cut off the first part of the match, so I'll also be going over that as it went on before we start the game. Now, before the game starts, I want to go over the background of the match. So I was loading into a match of FNAF, and it was on Area Crow, as you'll see. And before the recording started, I spawned in the main building, I walked down the steps, and the Ada just appeared and dropped in front of me. Then as I went outside, the Ada was outside already. Which, if that was in part of the video, you would see, and most people would find that to be very suspicious, but sadly that is not in the video. So I'm just going to tell you there that even at the start of the match, she was not hiding her hacks, and as you will see, immediately from the gameplay, she's not going to hide the fact that she's hacking. Alright, and this is the start of the match. As you see, I was paused to start recording, and there's the Ada immediately swinging, and she just teleports, and she's gone again. So immediately she's just hacking. She's not hiding it or anything. I try to chase this Nia, which I do somewhat successfully, but the Ada does get in the way, as you'll see. Yeah, she's trying to take hits and stuff like that. As we see, we've seen that vault tech before in the Dwight, my last video, who had the same tech. And as you'll probably think, either she's going to go for a flashlight or a pallet save, which she does try the pallet save, but fails at that. As we go to the hook, we see that this Ada has disabled hooking, which means there is zero way I can win the game unless I slug all survivors. Which, I don't know how many people like being slugged or like slugging. I personally don't like slugging. I think it's stupid. But as we see, Ada's now jumping. So that's 4 hacks now that we've seen her have. She's teleporting, vaulting fast. 5. Teleporting, vaulting fast, speeding, disabling hooks, and jumping. So already, not even a minute into the game, or a little over a minute into the game, she's showing off what she's got in her arsenal, I guess. So I decide to slug the Nia, because really, what else can you do? I mean, if you can't hook her, you can't really slug her. And I attempted to down this Ada, but as you can see, she's just zooming. There's no stopping her. So as you'll see here, she gets up the Nia, and the Nia is broken now, has to mend. And actually surprisingly to me, is not one of her hacks. It was just, we're gonna live forever. So, the one time the Ada actually uses a perk. So now I leave the Nia down, I go for the lorry. As you can see. This is where I talk about how I wasn't playing well, I'm just swinging randomly. And this is when I decide to get the lorry to the basement. And as we'll see from this is what showed me what hacks Ada had exactly. Because I can hook the lorry, it showed that the Ada had Oh, and she gets the lorry immediately. Let me go through this. She gets the lorry. Lorry stands in front of the hook, and I just cannot down her. So it seems this Ada has a hack that sabos hooks from anywhere. So you can't hook the survivor. But then, if you hook them in the basement, then you can't down them. And for the rest of this match, I will try a couple times to down the lorry, and you just can't. So now this is my chase with the Dwight, which nothing really happens here, just a standard chase. So we'll speed that up. So now actually something I've just noticed that I wanted to bring up is the Ada has a toolbox, so that's how we know that she has the Sabo hack. Which, if she would have been near a hook, she would have had to have stopped saboing, so I could have gotten a hook, but she most likely just went invisible, teleported somewhere on the map. So Dwight gets off, and he heads towards the shack, which is the one place where I can hook people, so we loop him towards the shack, and here's going to be the rest of that chase. Alright, so the Dwight is now downed, and as you can see, since we're by the shack and by the basement, we're just gonna go hook him down there. And as we will see, while gens are getting done, the lorry is just standing in the basement. Now, I don't know if she is forced to stand in the basement, or if she's there by choice. I'm not sure, but once again, we cannot hit her. And I decided to camp the basement for the reason that I know the Ada, there she is, was going to come down, and then I'd be able to down her. Now, when I pick up the Ada to try to hook her, this is when she enables her other hack, Boil Over 1,000,000, and just puts me in the corner. I cannot move, I can't do anything. The only thing I could do was swing my weapon. It's a very interesting play there by the Ada. So this kind of shows that no matter what I did, there was no killing this Ada, and unless these survivors died on hook, there was no killing them. Now, the Nia in this match, I don't know if she was queued with them or not, but she may have had something, but I'm not sure. She seemed very willing to work with the hacker, while the other two just kind of chilled down there. And then, for some reason, they pick her back up. I was gonna let these two survivors live, but once they did that, I kind of confirmed it for me that I was gonna kill these two once the Ada left. And also, at the time, I didn't really realize that they probably were stuck there by force and not by choice, but... So we downed the Nia, and the Ada's no longer in the basement. So she's most likely going over and is going to speed get up the Nia, as you can see. And the Nia leaves, and I think the Ada actually left on accident. I don't think she meant to leave there. So since the hacks are gone, we go back down to the basement. And I think about letting these survivors live, but I end up deciding not to, as they wave me over, point to the hook, all that stuff. So we down the Dwight, and then we decide to go down the lorry, and I'll show that real quick. Alright, and now we hook both the lorry and the Dwight, and I know some of you guys are probably thinking that I should have just let them live, but with the situation that I was in, this was going to be my last game, and the fact that I was trying to get Eerie 1, and I think at this point I was either Eerie 3 or Eerie 2, and I could not remember how the depipping system worked, so I really didn't want to depip. And for some reason the lorry DC'd. I don't really know why. She got basically a free win out of that match because of the Ada, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. So then after the match, you'll see that I report both the Nia. Oh, I was gold too. Oops, wrong rank. So I definitely report the Ada. That was something I was definitely doing because she was 100% hacking. But then I also report the Nia because it kind of seemed like they were queued together, and it kind of seemed like considering the fact that the Ada stopped both the Nia, the Lori, and the Dwight in the basement, I assume that she was queued with the Nia. This is obviously back to that gameplay from before. But yeah, so that's really the state of Dead by Daylight. The fact that one person can completely ruin a game in a couple of moments really shows what a great position this game is in for some big licensings coming up. So if you're here to see the hacker gameplay, that's kind of where that ends. The rest of this is just kind of going to be talking about the state of Dead by Daylight, in my opinion, which honestly isn't great. I mean, I'm excited for Five Nights at Freddy's to come to the game, but considering it's going to be the game's biggest licensing that they're having, and they have so many problems already, I'm not fully excited for what they're going to do and how they're going to have it. As we see, now we see the Tokyo Ghoul chapter, which looks really fun, and that's one thing I gotta give Behavior, is all their licensed chapters have been great recently. They have not had a bad licensed killer, one that I have not found fun. Probably since Nemesis, which is only because I was tunneled to death as Leon, which, to who's your own, but still. So, and then with the loss of the Pinhead license, it kind of shows that these licenses are kind of here and go. I mean, Stranger Things has gone, Attack on Titan has gone, and now Hellraiser's gone, so it's kind of showing that we are going to get licenses, but they may not stay. So I don't know the reason for the licenses leaving, but if it's something that Behavior is doing, they really should work on that too, because if you continuously lose the licensings that get people to play the game, you're going to lose popularity from that. Now, I will give Behavior this point. They are making a lot of changes with their Operation Health, as I'm going to call it, with all those changes. They're making a lot of good gameplay changes that I think will really help the overall health of the game. And Behavior overall has been doing a good job at trying to keep the game going. The main issue is the community. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably know how bad the DBD community is. I mean, it is extremely toxic. It is not... The game isn't great for new players, but the community is not welcome for new players either. I mean, I've been playing the game since Stranger Things, and if somebody I knew wanted to get into the game, I would help them learn, but I would not recommend this game to anybody willy-nilly. I mean, it's not beginner friendly. The community is not beginner friendly. And that's the main thing that we need to fix is, yeah, tunneling's a problem, camping is a problem, slugging's a problem, the hacking is a huge problem, but the community just being overall just jerks for no reason, for random people, that's another big issue. I mean, people that play Five Nights at Freddy's will come over to this community and will try to learn the new killer, and they'll just immediately leave for how toxic the community. I mean, I've played many games that are known for having toxic communities, and this game is the worst one I've ever seen. That being said, recently when I've played games and I've messaged people on Xbox GG, I have gotten very positive feedback. So maybe the community is changing around, maybe people are noticing that they need to be nicer. And you could be toxic, you could be a jerk, you could play Bully Squad, you could play camping. I mean, I like playing Basement Trapper here and there. I know a lot of people like playing Basement Bubba. I know a lot of people just like standing in front of the hook for no damn reason. So you can play how you want, just express your if you don't have fun, instead of expressing your opinion to YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Kick, whatever the hell you use, just send a GG and move on. You can complain to your friends in Discord, you could complain in your mind, you could yell out loud, you could throw your controller if you want, but just keep it to yourself. Because then it'll seem like the community is nicer, and it will hopefully draw more attraction. That being said, that's where I'm going to leave this video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed all the hacker gameplay, and if you enjoyed my little rant, let me know in the comments. I had thought about making a full video about my opinions on Dead by Daylight, but I don't really see it being necessary, considering it seems like every time I have an issue with the game, Behavior comes out with a change for it to fix that issue, so it seems like they are listening to the community, which is good, that the developers are actually doing their job for once and not saying they did a good job so far. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Peace.